The United States national debt has been a pressing concern for many years, raising questions about the country's financial stability and future prospects. While the idea of America paying off its debt may seem like a distant dream, exploring the potential implications of such an event can provide valuable insights into the complexities of national debt management. Imagine a scenario where the United States successfully eliminates its national debt, effectively freeing itself from the burden of outstanding obligations to creditors. The implications of this hypothetical situation are vast and far-reaching, touching upon various aspects of the economy, government policies, global relations, and even society as a whole. Paying off the debt would entail channeling significant resources towards debt repayment, which could have profound economic effects. On one hand, it could provide a boost to the economy by freeing up funds that were previously allocated to interest payments. This, in turn, could enable investments in critical areas such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. On the other hand, there are concerns that eliminating the debt too rapidly could trigger inflation, destabilizing prices and eroding purchasing power. The effects would not be limited to the economy alone. Government policies and programs could undergo significant changes as well. Reduced debt levels would grant the government increased fiscal flexibility, allowing for potential policy adjustments like tax cuts or increased spending in specific sectors. Social programs and entitlements may also benefit from reduced debt, as more funds become available for improvements in areas such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. From a global perspective, paying off the debt could reshape international dynamics. It might lead to a shift in the balance of power in the global economy, reducing America's dependence on foreign investors and potentially altering geopolitical relationships. Additionally, clearing the debt could boost confidence in the U.S. economy, making it an attractive destination for investment and strengthening the country's global reputation. Socially and culturally, a debt-free America could have both positive and negative effects. It could foster intergenerational equity by reducing the burden future generations would inherit. Furthermore, it might restore public confidence in the government's financial management, leading to increased trust in institutions and leaders. However, reduced debt levels may also influence consumer behavior and spending patterns, potentially impacting industries that rely heavily on debt-financed consumption. While the idea of America paying off its debt presents an optimistic vision, there are also challenges and limitations to consider. Finding the right balance between debt repayment and other pressing needs like social programs and infrastructure poses a significant challenge. Furthermore, bipartisan support and sustained commitment across multiple administrations would be crucial for achieving such a feat. Additionally, a debt-free America might not be immune to economic uncertainties and external shocks that could arise in the global economic landscape. In conclusion, the hypothetical scenario of America paying off its debt sparks a range of possibilities and considerations. Exploring the potential implications allows for a deeper understanding of the complexities associated with national debt management. As the United States continues to navigate its debt landscape, finding sustainable solutions remains imperative to secure a prosperous future for the nation and its citizens. What would it mean to pay off the debt? Paying off the national debt is a concept that has intrigued many and ignited discussions about the potential implications for the United States. While the idea of America becoming debt-free may seem like an ambitious goal, exploring what it would mean to pay off the debt can shed light on the complexities of such a scenario. In its simplest form, paying off the debt would involve the United States satisfying all its outstanding obligations to creditors. This would mean eliminating the accumulated debt burden that has been growing over the years. However, the process and effects of debt repayment are not as straightforward as they might initially seem. First and foremost, paying off the debt would provide a sense of relief and financial stability. The burden of interest payments that the government has to make would be lifted, freeing up resources that were previously allocated to servicing the debt. This newfound financial flexibility could allow for increased investments in crucial areas such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare. The economy could receive a significant boost, leading to job creation and overall growth. However, there are potential challenges and consequences that come with paying off the debt too rapidly. One concern is the possibility of triggering inflation. Injecting a large amount of money into the economy to clear the debt could lead to an increase in prices, eroding purchasing power and destabilizing the economy. Striking the right balance between debt reduction and maintaining price stability would be crucial. Additionally, paying off the debt could have implications for interest rates and investments. As the government's borrowing needs decrease, it could lead to lower interest rates, making it more affordable for businesses and individuals to access credit. This could stimulate economic growth and encourage investment in various sectors. Moreover, becoming debt-free could provide the government with increased fiscal flexibility. It could enable policy changes such as tax cuts or increased spending in targeted areas. Social programs and entitlements could see improvements as more funds become available. However, careful consideration would be needed to ensure that the necessary safety nets and support systems remain intact. Economic effects. Paying off the national debt of the United States is an intriguing concept that raises questions about the potential economic effects. While the idea of America becoming debt-free may seem like a distant dream, exploring the economic implications of such a scenario can provide valuable insights into the country's financial landscape. One of the immediate economic effects of paying off the debt would be the liberation of resources previously allocated to interest payments. This newfound financial flexibility could allow the government to redirect those funds towards critical areas such as infrastructure development, education, and healthcare. Increased investments in these sectors could stimulate economic growth and create job opportunities. Furthermore, paying off the debt could lead to a reduction in government borrowing needs. As the demand for borrowing decreases, it could have a downward effect on interest rates. Lower interest rates make it more affordable for businesses and individuals to access credit, thereby encouraging investment, entrepreneurship, and consumption. This could potentially spur economic activity and boost productivity. However, there are concerns associated with paying off the debt too rapidly. One such concern is the possibility of triggering inflation. When the government injects a large amount of money into the economy to pay off the debt, it can increase the overall money supply. If the increase in money supply outpaces the growth of goods and services in the economy, it can lead to a general rise in prices, eroding purchasing power and destabilizing the economy. Striking the right balance between debt reduction and maintaining price stability would be essential. Another aspect to consider is the impact on the financial markets. The reduction in government borrowing could result in lower demand for U.S. Treasury securities. This might affect the yields on government bonds and other fixed-income investments. It could also lead to a shift in investment patterns, as investors seek alternative sources of yield and diversify their portfolios. Government policies and programs. Paying off the national debt of the United States would not only have economic implications but also affect various government policies and programs. Exploring the potential effects on these fronts provides valuable insights into the broader impact of becoming debt-free. One significant consequence of paying off the debt would be increased fiscal flexibility for the government. With reduced debt levels, the government would have more room to maneuver its finances. This could potentially lead to policy changes such as tax cuts or increased spending in specific areas, such as healthcare, education, or infrastructure. The ability to allocate funds to these critical sectors could result in improved services and enhanced social welfare. Social programs and entitlements could also be positively impacted by reduced debt. With fewer obligations to service the debt, more resources would become available to support and strengthen these programs. This could lead to increased access to healthcare, improved social security benefits, and enhanced education opportunities. The reduction of debt could alleviate some of the financial burdens on these programs, allowing for greater investment in their sustainability and effectiveness. However, paying off the debt might also require careful consideration of government spending priorities. While the newfound fiscal flexibility provides opportunities, it also necessitates striking a balance between debt reduction and other pressing needs. Tough decisions would have to be made regarding resource allocation to ensure that critical areas are adequately funded without jeopardizing long-term financial stability. Another aspect to consider is the potential impact on defense and national security. The allocation of resources towards debt repayment might influence defense spending and military capabilities. It could require a reassessment of international commitments and the ability to address emerging security challenges. Balancing national security interests with fiscal responsibility would be a crucial aspect of managing the aftermath of debt repayment. Global influence. Paying off the national debt of the United States would not only have domestic ramifications but also significant implications for the country's global influence. Exploring the potential effects on the global stage provides valuable insights into the broader impact of becoming debt-free. One immediate effect would be a shift in the balance of power in the global economy. As America reduces its dependence on foreign investors to finance its debt, it gains greater control over its economic destiny. This increased autonomy could reshape international dynamics, influencing trade relations and global economic governance. The United States could potentially assert itself more confidently in negotiations and shape international policies that align with its interests. Moreover, clearing the debt would bolster confidence in the U.S. economy. As the world's largest economy, a debt-free America would signal financial stability and responsible fiscal management. This could make the country a more attractive destination for foreign direct investment and stimulate economic growth. It would strengthen the perception of the United States as a reliable and trustworthy economic partner, enhancing its global reputation. Paying off the debt could also have implications for the value of the US dollar and exchange rates. As America reduces its borrowing needs, it may lessen the supply of US Treasury securities in global markets. This could potentially impact interest rates and the value of the dollar relative to other currencies. A strong dollar could make imports cheaper, but it may also make US exports relatively more expensive, affecting international trade balances and competitiveness. Furthermore, clearing the debt would likely influence America's relationships with other countries. The reduced reliance on foreign investors could lead to a recalibration of geopolitical relationships and alliances. It could affect diplomatic negotiations and partnerships, as the United States asserts its economic strength and pursues its national interests with greater confidence. Social and cultural impacts. The hypothetical scenario of America paying off its national debt brings to light not only economic and political considerations but also significant social and cultural implications. Exploring the potential effects on society and culture provides valuable insights into the broader impact of becoming debt-free. One of the key social impacts would be the concept of intergenerational equity. Paying off the debt could benefit future generations by reducing the burden they would inherit. It would provide them with a stronger financial foundation and potentially create a more equitable society, where resources can be allocated towards investments that benefit the well-being of all citizens. Additionally, the perception and trust in the government's financial management would likely be restored. A debt-free America might inspire confidence in the government's ability to handle finances responsibly, fostering trust in institutions and leaders. This renewed faith in the government could have positive ripple effects on civic engagement, participation, and political stability. Moreover, paying off the debt could influence societal mindsets and spending patterns. Reduced debt levels may impact consumer behavior, altering spending habits and financial decision-making. Individuals and households might become more cautious about taking on excessive debt, leading to a shift towards more sustainable personal finances. This could have implications for industries that heavily rely on debt-financed consumption, encouraging them to adapt and find new avenues for growth. On the cultural front, a debt-free America could prompt a re-evaluation of societal values. It could lead to a shift away from a culture of excessive borrowing and immediate gratification towards one that values financial responsibility and long-term planning. This cultural transformation might permeate various aspects of life, from personal finance to popular culture and media. Challenges and limitations. While the idea of America paying off its national debt may seem like an ideal scenario, it is crucial to recognize the challenges and limitations associated with such a feat. Exploring these factors provides a more nuanced understanding of the complexities involved in debt repayment. One of the significant challenges is the potential impact on the economy. Rapid debt repayment could lead to a reduction in government spending, which could have a contractionary effect on the economy. The sudden withdrawal of government funds could hinder economic growth, job creation, and overall stability. Striking a balance between debt reduction and maintaining a healthy level of government spending is crucial to avoid potential negative consequences. Another challenge is the potential risk of deflation. If the government pays off its debt rapidly, it may reduce the money supply in the economy, leading to a decrease in prices. While deflation may sound beneficial, excessive deflation can result in reduced consumer spending, decreased investment, and increased burden on debtors. Finding the right pace of debt repayment that avoids deflationary pressures is essential. Furthermore, the process of debt repayment may require sacrifices in other areas. The government may need to divert funds from important programs and services to allocate them towards debt reduction. This could have implications for social welfare programs, infrastructure development, and other critical areas. Balancing the need for debt reduction with the need to maintain essential services and investments is a delicate task. Additionally, the international implications of debt repayment cannot be overlooked. The United States' status as a global economic powerhouse is partly due to its role as a safe haven for investors. Paying off the debt could reduce the attractiveness of U.S. Treasury securities, impacting the country's borrowing costs and potentially destabilizing global financial markets. Managing the international consequences of debt repayment is essential to ensure stability and maintain positive relationships with international partners.